Hello there, Brandon here, for Brandon's vlog number 2. That's right, it's the one after the first one. Now, today is Tuesday. It's normally reserved for a group discussion about everyone's dissertations, those groups being broken up into 3 smaller groups and spread throughout the day. Now, I'm in the third group, that is from 4 to 6, and a bit of a weird one today because I didn't go in. That's not because I'm lazy or anything. That is literally because Matt, our lecturer, who we do the talks with, is doing one-on-one talks for about 20 minutes each, and I had mine last week, and wasn't needed this week, but everyone should be back again as a group next week. That's a lot of weeks. Well, anyway, last week when I had my talk with Matt, for my dissertation, which is, I haven't told you yet, but it's how does one develop a career in voice acting for animation? Now, last week it was a bit hard because I've been doing my secondary research. I've got a book being delivered soon. It was one that we found online on Amazon. I can't remember the name of the title at the minute. That's why I'm doing these blogs, because memories. Well, anyway, got that book coming. That should be really good. The books I'm using right now, I've found quite a few quotes I could use. Still lacking in that department. I mean, I've only got the 3 books. But I had no interviews, whilst people were getting 8 or so interviews, which we're aiming for about 6 to 8. So people are freaking on fire with their interviews, and I'm a little bit behind. Not through lack of trying, because I tried contacting loads of people. But luckily I had a little bit of a breakthrough through this week, starting Twitter on Saturday, and again tweeting directly to voice actors. I have now 2 interviews lined up, which was fantastic because basically last week if we said, by this time next week you haven't got any interviews, broaden your question, and I was going to go out to radio people and documentary people, stuff like that, but luckily I don't, so on with the animation. Now, the 2 people that have gotten back to me so far, many thanks to you, because you've saved me bacon, and that is Yuri Lowenthal, who some people might recognise as the voice for the English dub of the Naruto series, where he plays Sasuke Uchiha. The other one is Kevin M. Richardson, who's most famously known for doing Cleveland Jr. on The Cleveland Show, or Family Guy, after that stopped. Yikes. I watched it, it was good. Don't know why people take that stuff off the air like that. But that's not the point. Luckily they've agreed to answer my questions, and I've sent Yuri his, and I'm waiting for Kevin to give me his email address for the agency that I'm going to, for his agency that I'm going to send it to. So all that's on track. I'm just waiting for others to, get back to me. People are busy, I know, it's fine. Where was I again? Ah, yes. Dissertation. Sorry for the inconvenience, but Brandon's brain has just stopped. Altogether, it's just broken. We'll get back to you as soon as it's fixed. Ah, yeah. Back to the dissertation. I have planned that over the next coming weeks I will be trying to get more and more interviews and get more research done. Hopefully that book will come soon. But I've planned for over the Christmas period to write out my first 2 paragraphs, the introduction and one of the first big bulks of the dissertation. And obviously when I'm back in January, give that to Matt. He'll look it over, we'll see if we can improve it any way, shape or form. And he said you can keep doing that with every paragraph that I write, just to make sure it's the best piece of work I can, possibly hand in at the end. Which hopefully it will, because I'm quite really excited about all this. Especially talking to voice actors who are more established than I am. I mean, our lecturers don't say, oh, I want to be, for example, I want to be a voice actor. Say I am one. because although I have not done any significant work, it's what I'm going into, so with that bit of confidence, people should hire me more. That's their logic. Well, anyway, other than that, today I have done research for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the what we call the major stage project with Michael Goron, where we have to put together a stage production between, I believe it's half hour to 50 minutes. Now we can either take something from a script or devise it ourselves. Now the group that I'm in, we have chosen to kind of devise it ourselves and take bits and bobs from here and there and everywhere, kind of thing, to construct something that we all kind of like. Which is, yeah, a very diplomatic approach anyway. But basically the themes we've gone with and what we were set out to research essentially is we've gone for a more fantasy world. We want to do something quite intellectual, quite clever, so there was murder mystery was thrown around quite a bit. Also childlike imagination. These were the kind of things we were following from the film that we watched, which is our syllabus, which was Down in the Cellar, which I can probably remember the year that was made, but not the guy that made it. Who is more important, but that's how my mind works. Yeah, I think it's 1983? Do not quote me on that. If you ever want to look it up, try just putting Into the Cellar. It's about a girl that goes down to the cellar, and shit happens, essentially. That's the only way I can really describe it. It's hard to put into words exactly what was on that film. But I am sorry. But yeah, I did research today into what I like, and when you say fantasy to me, I always think of anime, because I like watching anime, lots of different anime. My favourite one at the minute is Sword Art Online, just love it, it's fantastic. And that's fantasy world, you know, virtual reality, real world kind of thing, good balance. So possibly could use some stuff from that. But I also quite like gaming as well, and I've got quite an avid collection of games, and loads of those. I'm not really into the whole realism stuff when it comes to gaming, like Call of Duty. I mean, I'll play it. I'm a bloke, I happily shoot things. Ultra-violence, ooh. But, no, I'm more into the fantasy element, like Halo, sci-fi kind of stuff, Final Fantasy, it has fantasy in the title. But yeah, that's lots of different worlds, lots of different monsters. You could also take from Greek mythology, that was another one of the themes that was thrown about. Obviously minotaurs, stuff like that. But yeah, I'll tell you definitely what happens tomorrow about everything. I think that about wraps it up. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Bye now.